I really feel like this past month has been eye-opening for my personal style, so let's talk about it. Hi guys, it's Ariana. Hope you're doing well. If you follow me on Instagram or if you've been keeping up with my shorts, last month for February, I decided to do a little challenge for myself and I wanted to play dress up pretty much like every single day just to try to get inspired by my own wardrobe, put together outfits and combinations because really I don't have these like occasions that I'm really like going out to like get dressed up for, but I really wanted to play around in my closet, experiment a little bit, kind of get my creativity out, and I think it really did that. And I want to talk about the things that I feel like I've learned just from doing that alone and how maybe you can apply this to your own wardrobe if you're feeling a little bit stuck or if you're trying to find your personal style and actually have something practical to start to move the needle a little bit. The key to be able to find our personal style is to actually play with the clothes that you have and not just rely on the mornings that you need to get ready and get dressed for the day, because those times are limited and you really just need to like get out the door. So there's not that room for creativity or flexibility or for failures to happen, because if you're playing around, like failures are gonna happen, but that's totally okay and totally normal. And in fact, that's part of the process. The only way that you're gonna find out whether you really like something or you hate something is if you try it. So having that set aside time where you're just gonna like play dress up honestly can be really eye-opening, and also you can find combinations that you've not done before. So this kind of brings me to the first point, which doing this challenge forced me to document every single outfit that I made from this. And I really think that like opened my eyes to see things like in hindsight. I can look back at some of the outfits and point out which ones were my favorite, and also the ones that I felt like just weren't really me or I didn't really love it that much. Whereas like in the moment I was okay with it, I was happy with kind of like where I ended up, but without the documentation, whether it's like photo or video, I don't think I could really see the entirety of it hindsight after the fact. And so I think this is one of the very practical applications that you can do that just immediately helps you out, because you can look back, first of all, see the outfits that you really like, and you can repeat that formula because you know it's something that works for you, that you really love, that feels like you. And also as you try out these new things, you can pinpoint when you don't really like something or when it doesn't feel like you, and then you take that information and you can see what you can change or try for the next time. Remember, you're not gonna love every single outfit. I surely didn't, but that is learning, and this learning is so important. It's crucial if you want to find your personal style. This brings me to the next thing I learned, and I think this is a huge one when it comes to personal style as well, and it's that you have to love what you wear. You have to love your style, not anybody else. We're not getting dressed for other people to compliment us. Does it feel nice? Sure. When somebody can resonate with your style or if they can get inspired by it, incredible, but that can't be the reason why you get dressed, right? Because on the other side of the coin, if somebody doesn't like your outfit or if somebody doesn't like your style, like we all have such different tastes. Like it's gonna happen where someone doesn't like your style, and that's just, it is what it is, and that's okay. You have to get to a point where you're okay with that, especially if you want to try new things and be creative with your style. At the end of the day, if you like it and you feel good in it, that's all that matters. Did I get several comments on my videos saying that like it was ugly or they didn't like my style? Like, yeah, and that's okay, because if I feel like I can stick by my choices, then like who cares, you know? You gotta do this for you. If it's gonna be personal, it has to be personal. It can't be personal style but it's what my friends like, or personal style but it's what strangers on the internet are gonna like. No, it's personal, it's yours and yours alone. There were a couple times where I felt like I wanted to like justify why something works in terms of style. Like, why would I juxtapose two very opposite things? When someone says like, oh, that item and that item, they're two different vibes, so they shouldn't go together. But to me, I'm like, says who? Exactly, that's the point. That's what I think is really interesting. But I felt like I wanted to justify or explain that, but you don't have to. This is your style. But again, the only way that you're gonna get that confidence in your style and to confidently say, I love this and I stand by it, is by putting in the reps, actually practicing styling. The next thing I learned, which I think is also kind of eye-opening, is that some of the best outfits were the ones where I didn't try as hard. You know those outfits where you really like trying to make something work, or you have this idea that you want to be like extra creative with, and so in a way you're almost kind of like forcing something to happen and it doesn't like flow very naturally. I feel like those outfits never come out as good as the ones that were quick for me, that I felt like were maybe a little too simple. Half of that reasoning is because when you try to like make stuff for the internet, you feel like you've got to do something a little bit more. But when it really comes down to it, like the outfits that I like the most are the ones that were like a little more simple, more predictable. It's not that you shouldn't try things and be creative. I think there's something to be said if it feels like a little bit too much to try to like pull this look together, then you may not actually like the outcome that much. But sub point to this is that there were a couple times where I was feeling this way, and what really helped me, to give you like another practical tip, was to strip everything back, scrap it, and kind of start over with the piece that I was styling. Sometimes you're going with a direction of a styling and you like hit a block and you just like keep trying and nothing's working. Instead of really trying to make that work, I feel like what helped was to reset and fully strip it back. And I think that really relieved some of the frustration that I had here and there. Going in that like complete different direction was a good refresh. The next thing I learned about myself, and this is maybe a little bit more personal to me, something that I realized as I saw how I was putting outfits together, I actually really like tonal dressing. And maybe this is something that can help you as well if you feel a little stuck when it comes to styling around a certain piece. It was always like a go-to, sticking to similar tones and stuff. I always just love the outcome of that. I definitely love a color blocked look as well. I did a couple of those too. But yeah, I just kind of noticed that I ended up doing it a lot. I did a lot of tonal dressing. The harmony of it, like the color palette, just was very satisfying every time it happened. And then I could play with texture and silhouette and stuff like that, and maybe do like one pop of color or something. Like I really liked those outfits. Again, something kind of personal, but I think it could also be something you can try if you feel stuck and you're not sure about how to style a certain item, or if you're not sure like what to wear. Sometimes the hard part is just like getting started, and I think that can give you a good direction to head down. The last thing I feel like I recognized through getting dressed up so many times is that your hair and your bag really finish off the outfit. Honestly, all accessories, but I really felt like hair and bag were like the ones that truly like pulled everything together. Sometimes I feel like hair can be the most underutilized accessory, you know, when it comes to styling your outfit. But there were so many times where just like pulling the hair up changed the whole outfit, or like leaving it down changed the outfit. And there were just different vibes and styles that it gave every time I would change up my hair. And it would be even more so if I had my hair natural, which is like wavy, or if I had it straight. But even something just as simple as putting it in a bun or a ponytail, half up, half down, or you know, things like that, just really change up your look. I know obviously I'm coming from a place of having a lot of hair or having long hair. Even take what applies to you, but the same thing can be said for other kind of head accessories like headbands, scarves, hats even. Or if you don't have hair, then like earrings or sunglasses. Accessories just across the board, they really just like finish a look off. So those are all 5 things that I learned this past month. It just brought things to the light, you know, that I could realize and see that honestly, truly, like I don't think I would have realized that had I not done this exercise or challenge for myself. It's crazy the amount of awareness and realization you can get just from a short period of time of exercising this muscle. I just really encourage you to do it. I'm not saying you have to do this every single day or to even like post it anywhere, but if you're really trying to hone in your personal style, if you can set that time aside to play around and put outfits together and not be in a time constraint where you have to be somewhere, so that you can really just like let your creativity go and you can try things without having any pressure. But yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you do this as well. Let me know if you do end up doing something like this, or if you want to share any other like personal realizations that you maybe have had about your personal style. It can help inspire other people as well down in the comments, so would love to chat with you down there. But with that, that is all for this video. I will see you guys in the next one, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.